Welcome! This is what has been happening on the Sun on the 5th of April 2011. The Sun has gone rather brain dead at the moment. We've had no C flares in the last 24 hours, just a few mid-level B flares. The X-ray background is down to about B3. As far as sunspot regions are concerned, 1180 is rotating off the disk. 1183 seems to have decayed even yet more. 1184 remains the most promising region on the disk, with a little bit of development. 1185 is the newly numbered region that I mentioned yesterday. There have been some small spots developing down in the southwest quadrant of the Sun, which may become a numbered region tomorrow, probably 1186. You can see all of this happening in the white light and magnetic movies from the Solar Dynamics Observatory. Watch in particular the growth of region 1184. In the Helium-2 movie there's the development of a beautiful prominence in the southeast quadrant of the Sun, and you can see the cavity that forms around it in the subsequent X-ray movie. Now let's take a look at what the Stereo spacecraft is showing us. Remember, the Stereo mission is two spacecraft, one ahead of the Earth, Stereo A, and one behind the Earth, Stereo B. So Stereo A sees the Sun as we saw it about a week ago. And here is a 24-hour movie of the regions that are now over the west limb of the Sun. 1176 is right in the middle of the field of view. Now we turn to Stereo B. We're seeing what the Sun will look like in about a week's time. You can see there's some activity in the region to the east of Sun Center, so that is promising for the future. Similarly, let's take a look at the coronagraph images from Stereo, because we still don't really have very much from the SOHO spacecraft. And this is the Stereo A coronagraph, so this is from the ahead spacecraft, so again remember that the Earth will be to the left, and we'll have 3 repeats of the movie. You can see that even though the Sun is quiet, from a flare point of view, we're still getting quite substantial coronal mass ejections. Looking at the whole Sun, we're beginning to lose some of our bigger regions over the west limb, and there are only a few relatively small regions coming over the east. From a geophysical point of view, the auroral arc has weakened, and that is reflected in the fact that the KP index is now varying just between 1 and 2. So in summary then, the sunspot number has increased to 83, the X-ray background has fallen to B3, radio sun seems fairly constant at 113 solar flux units, and the solar wind speed has dropped to 460 km per second, and as a consequence the KP index is rated as quiet. The forecast is that we still have a good chance of C flares, a small probability of getting M or X flares. As we've seen, even though the Sun is quiet, we're still getting coronal mass ejections, so the chance of seeing more of those is good. With the drop in the solar wind speed, our chance of getting spectacular aurora are probably low, and the chance of getting a major geomagnetic storm is very low. So that's it for today. Keep safe. Bye for now.